What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Okay, so I guess this was coming eventually, and it finally happened. And although in my first report, I wasn't 100% clear on what I was saying, I did mention that there was no way to prove this was true twice. And subsequently, I did say that I thought this was a rumor, and I still stand by those statements. But there was a new development about this so-called object that is allegedly coming towards Earth. None other than Jeremy Corbell just called out people who are going to try and tell humanity about this object in 2027. If you guys recall, the first time we heard about this from someone like within those groups that Corbell hangs around was on Matt Forrest's show with Lou Elizondo. Here's a clip to remind you what they said.
Now, there have been some significant rumors of events regarding UAP that may occur within, like 10 years or so. I don't know if it's something coming or a natural disaster. You hear of something big coming down the pike. Have you heard of these claims? And if so, do you have any idea what it may be?
Yes, I've heard of them. Yes, I'm aware of them, and I'm not able to have that conversation.
Got it.
It's not my conversation to have, but I am aware of
it. In terms of
that originated the story that I reported because I had been following up on specifically the James Webb stuff, and now I can tell you that I'm not 100% sure that it was James Webb if this is true, because I don't think it is. I still think it's a rumor, but we can speculate a little bit because there's a lot of people that are interested in this. So I am going to tell you what I think could be the case, whether it's true or not. If it's not true, it is something that Corbell mentions here, which is they're going to try and fabricate a lie. I don't know what the point of it would be, if not to just scare people. This is what Corbell said on his new show on TMC, the third episode of UFO Revolution Season 2. Here it is.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth. But the lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe. It's nuanced, how they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told. You even got a date. People have been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from. I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie. A classified document. That is the lie you will be told. You're going to be told that there is a craft on its way to Earth. That's the lie. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I sent you 2 texts today with a year. Not from me. Nope. I'm not going to propagate that.
Yeah, so this lie, why would they lie about something like this? There are a couple of reasons. The first one being that, and Corbell mentioned it here, there's some kind of classified documents from the 70s that talks about this. I'm not sure if we're talking about something like the book Adam and Eve, which is very prophetic and it was classified by the CIA. You guys can look it up. Adam and Eve. And it does talk about a lot of cataclysms and what allegedly will happen on Earth and all this stuff. But that is a book still. It is not data that you can measure and you can like really prove something really is out there. The other part is ancient scripture. That would also that would be also a place where the lie could come from, because if you're basing something that will allegedly happen in 2027 or a craft that will come in 2027, and you're basing it off of ancient scripture and some kind of apocalyptic prophecy, I consider that a lie, because it's not based on actual data or science. Now let's move on to the possibility that it could be true. How the hell could they even identify something like that so far away? I don't think, based on what I've researched now, I don't think James Webb has those capabilities if they exist. I do think, and this has been proven already, that James Webb does have some classified aspects to it. So there's stuff that only the DoD and, for example, NORAD can access from James Webb Telescope. That would be one of the only possibilities that I would give for James Webb to actually have some type of capability. There's another option that also, if you guys have been paying attention, that Ecosystemics Futures podcast talks about faster than light communication. And if that has been cracked, that means that we can communicate anywhere in the universe. How? I have no idea. But if it's possible, it could be that they did find something through those means. And again, I'm going to keep repeating it. I don't think this is true. I think it's a rumor. Jeremy Corbell did say it is a lie. So there's another possibility that we cannot ignore either. Just consider it one of the possibilities, which is that some type of communication arrived on Earth and it had some type of data that told them this object is coming. And pay attention to Jeremy's words. He didn't say that the object was arriving in 2027. He said that the lie was going to be told in 2027. We don't know what year they're going to say that this object is going to arrive. We don't know that yet. And now that Corbell is like blowing the whistle on these people, I just want to say a couple of things. First of all, just a small critique on that show. I think that if you're going to do a show about UFOs that have been stigmatized for so long, probably, and sorry, I have nothing against you guys. You guys have your style. I've worked with some of your material before when I was in a newsroom, but I don't think TMC is the best place to talk about UFOs because of their style. They're sensationalist. That is the truth. They have multiple paparazzi who violate people's privacies. Although, yeah, I understand they're famous people and that's what they give up when they become famous. But I don't know, that's just something that I really don't appreciate about companies like TMC. And the style of recording they used and camera angles and close-ups and all that technical stuff does resemble reality television. And I don't think the UFO topic should be combined with reality TV. I think it should be taken more seriously, like, for example, the National Geographic series or the MGM Plus series. Those have a more serious tone that don't add that fabricated drama to it. Because yes, what Jeremy said is very important. It is shocking for a lot of people. I think that he is starting to feel a little left out of the overall circle that talks about this. And that's why he made this decision to put this out. And yes, I agree with Christian Harloff. He just earlier said, if I'm the producer of the show and Jeremy says that on camera and I don't put it in there after he said it on camera, my boss is going to fire me. That is 100% accurate. If I was the boss, I would fire whoever didn't use that footage in there. So that is another thing. The other thing is that what I was saying was that information was being passed around about this alleged incoming object between members of Congress, Congress staffers in unclassified settings. And now that Jeremy comes out and says this confirms that, yes, that information was being passed around. And I don't know, I just, that critique that I made about the show is very different to whatever this information is, because I think it's very important for people to understand what we're dealing with here. There are already factions within the UFO bigwigs, and this is proof of it. Another proof of it is Miss Kelly Chase from the UFO rabbit hole, who confirmed that, yes, this is happening. And I'm going to read it to you guys so you can see what I mean. This information is being passed around, and there are people within those circles that do believe it is a lie. The question is, who is saying this? And just to protect my back, because I don't want to put a target on my back, I'll tell you, I was given names of these Congress staffers already. I'm not going to mention them. And I was given more information about who could be the one telling this information to them. But I am not going to say it because I don't want to kick a hornet's nest. I hope you understand. And you can make your own guesses to who could be saying this. All you need to do is just look at what Jeremy's doing in this series, which is very clearly just standing against this system that has been put in place for a few years now. This is what Kelly said. What Jeremy's saying here is true. This is the lie that's already being spread. And from what I can tell, it's often being used to recruit rising influencers. It's a secret, they are told, that makes them feel like they're on the inside, quote unquote. The date that is given for when the ship will arrive is 2036. So we can see this is like a broken telephone game, because people are hearing 2027, people are hearing 2029. I've heard 2031, 2033. Now Kelly says 2036. That is why it's, I think, not true, because there's so much conflicting information passing around that, I mean, but you can make your own minds about this. I can only tell you that I don't think it's true. I think it's a rumor. I'm not sure I would still call it a lie, because that talks about intent. And I would think that if people who are like either working or used to work with Jeremy who are saying this to people, I would still give them the benefit of the doubt, depending on whether they are saying it because there's some type of prophecy or this document from the 70s is compelling, depending on who wrote it or whatnot. That would be the only out that I would give these people for saying something that it isn't true. Otherwise, if they're just telling this lie just to scare people, shame on you. Honestly, shame on you. But I will keep digging and see what comes out of it. All I can say now is that, yes, that information that I was given was accurate. This is being talked about amongst those circles, about this alleged object or craft. Now they're saying it's a craft, but I don't think it's true. I think it's a rumor. And I happen to agree with Kelly here. I hope that people that are coming up on the topic with channels and podcasts Learn how to discern when someone from these circles approaches you or says something that is trying to persuade you to their benefit. I hope you can learn how to identify that, because, and I'm going to be honest, I do think that this was attempted with me, but it didn't work, because from the very first video that I put out, I said that I had no way to corroborate this. I had no way to prove it. And then I realized that, it's a rumor. That's it. We can't treat it as a truth. It's not, unless we get some data, bring out the data so we can see it, see if it's possible even. So for now, that's all I got. Stay tuned for tomorrow, because it's going to be a big day. Ross Coulthart did follow up on what he's releasing on Saturday. Here's a clip.
Ross, always good to have you. I mean, man, big news, big deal to be on this podcast with Don Jr. My question is, if he's showing interest, can we take that to mean that his dad will take it seriously in his new administration?
Well, firstly, good morning, Marky, and I certainly hope so. I can tell you that we're earnestly hoping that through Don Trump Jr., we can basically let the president know that the UAP issue is a priority for many Americans. People have had a gutsful with being gaslit and being told that they're not seeing what they're seeing. They want answers. They genuinely want transparency. And I think we're at a point now where, with these witnesses we've got coming forward this weekend, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're putting out a story where we've got multiple witnesses who are giving first-hand evidence of a retrieval program of, believe it or not, and I know this is confronting, alien craft. The allegation is that the United States has recovered non-human technology. And I know that's mind-blowing, but for many Americans it will be confronting, but it's real, and it really is real. And I've been talking now for 2+ years to people who work inside this program, and they're really frustrated. They want America to know about this, because they're very excited about these discoveries, and they think it's time the public knew.
I mean, you broke this story, for us right here on News Nation with your sit-down interview with David Grush. You have another big special airing this weekend that you just mentioned. And I wanted to air a little bit of that because you recently interviewed the Air Force veteran. His name is Jacob Barber. He's the whistleblower who says he was the helicopter pilot who retrieved UAPs for the government. Let's take a quick listen to what he told you and what he saw.
How long have you known this secret about unidentified, anomalous phenomena, being of non-human origin?
For more than 10 years. We did recover things that were exotic in nature in the sky, and we know they were classified craft. And we recovered them and took them back to where they go.
Now that is clearly technology that is certainly not known.
I got within 150 feet of this object.
We are not alone.
We are not alone.
I mean, Ross, wow. I mean, more than 10 years. What about his story stood out from the countless other interviews that you've conducted over the years?
It's his credibility. The man is a former Tier 1 elite military serviceman. He's worked at the highest levels of the US military. And in order to prove that, we spoke to colleagues of his who are members, or former members rather, of Delta Force, like one of the most elite military units in the US military. And they are telling us this man is an absolute straight arrow. He's decorated, he's well recognized, well respected, and more importantly, they corroborate. We have people who corroborate this man's story that he was involved in retrievals on a place he calls the Range. Out of respect to the government, he's not revealing exactly where that is, nor is he revealing the intelligence agency that he was an operative for. But basically, he's saying that for many, many years, he was working for a 3-letter intelligence agency in the United States involved in the retrieval of alien spacecraft. And the incredible thing about this, Marky, is everybody shakes their head and goes, oh, this is nonsense.
Yeah,
it's
this is
tinfoil.
crazy. Yeah.
I know. And I thought that too when I first started investigating this, but believe me, it's true. And I find it absolutely incredible because people in uniform, people at the highest levels of the intelligence community are telling me it's time that America knew this secret.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, to your point, why would these people who are so highly decorated with, such impressive resumes make any of this up? Some stunning claims. Can't wait to watch. Ross Coulthart, thank you so much, as always.
A pleasure always. Thank you, Marky.
See you this weekend.
Yeah. So, News Nation, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Be ready. Let's see how compelling this is. If it is, things are gonna accelerate, but let's see. We're still on a wait and see basis. If you like the content you see, please subscribe, hit the like button, share the content on any platform. Leave me your comments. What do you think about what Jeremy said? Who do you think is telling this lie Jeremy thinks is being told? What would be your best guess? And let me know what you think about tomorrow's drop. Do you think it's going to be compelling? Please let me know everything you can in the comments. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there's a bunch of links in the description. I also have a members channel on YouTube. We're growing steadily, and thank you for the support, everyone. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And that will be it for me today. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video, which could be really big. Stay curious. Bye-bye.